with all due respect.
Hey, we're Josh Ortegan and Greg Gaines, and this is With All Due Respect, the show where we keep it real about health, fitness, and performance. From weight loss to sports development, we're covering the conversations that matter.
Follow us on Instagram at Phenom Fitness, PHNM Fitness, and visit www.phenomfit.com to check out our training programs, coaching, and gear built for real results. Let's get into it.
All right.
I was like, are you going to talk or do you want me to?
Episode 81. Episode 81.
Oh, that's so good.
Thanksgiving week is when this thing will come out.
Yeah.
We're recording it the week before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And share with them the series we have coming up and what people can pay attention to.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited for this. I think, the spark for this came from my husband and I are starting to talk about planning a family. We're not there yet, but like it is on the horizon for us. And plus my friends are all starting families and stuff. And I just feel like um there is a lot of talk around, PCOS, endometriosis, fertility, infertility, postpartum, depression, exercise, all of this stuff. And so I was like, you know what, that would be a fantastic series for us to dive into, essentially. And let's get some people on here to talk about all of those things. So, starting in December, we'll have guests on that will talk about PCOS, endometriosis, fertility and infertility. And I've kind of called it health optimization when starting a family and postpartum. So, I'm excited for that.
You
Hmm.
Are you foreseeing issues?
With myself? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But I've just heard like stories from many friends who have struggled to get pregnant, even though they're healthy and, healthy in so many terms, but, they've had to go completely sober or they've had to really uproot different habits of like what they use in the home. Like I know Mike talks about that a lot too, of these endocrine disrupting chemicals. What are we using in the home that could be preventing us from getting pregnant? We'll have Mike back on too. He'll talk about men's fertility, that side of things. So I think we're also learning that it's not just the female's body that is going to determine the pregnancy, it's also the male's body. So what is, your partner putting into their body? What are they using on a daily basis? Are they taking care of themselves? We know that testosterone has dropped. So I just think it'll be a really interesting conversation that'll hopefully give us some insight of like, what should I be doing before conception? How
Mm,
should I be like setting up my body? And then also during conception and postpartum.
okay. And you're talking about women's health stuff too, right? Like outside of just,
Mhm.
aren't we?
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
a big sit and listen for me.
Yeah. I mean, same. It's not something I ever thought I was gonna do until the last few years. So it's just interesting, And again, it's what a lot of families go through. So I think it'll be a good conversation starter. And yeah, we can learn a lot through it. So that'll be coming next month and into January. So December and January.
And then we have the GLP guides.
Yep. GLP guides will be coming out soon. We've been working hard on those for the last few months. Um, Free guide, kickstart guide,
Mhm.
and then we'll have a big chunk of information released for GLP. I'm excited about that too. I think our GLP episode got a lot of feedback as well as our becoming your own health advocate.
Well,
So
definitely a
really
thing.
tying,
It's definitely a thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely a thing. And just like anything else, it's not always the use that's the concern, it's the abuse, right?
Yes,
We have
yes.
I know a lot of people who got on GLPs and expected it to be like instant motivation. They did nothing prior to help with their lifestyle, and they're in a bad spot. They got put them in a bad
Hmm.
spot, right? Um, Listen, they were handing out, fen-phen and phentermine like crazy long time ago, like crazy to people. And
Hmm.
your doctor, you just going to your doctor and pay to play, right? And that's
Yeah.
the GLPs are basically pay to play. And we're learning more how they work with the body.
Hmm.
The concept of the minimum effective dose. There's GLP-1s, GLP-2s, GLP-3s, just like science, they're always going to get more and more and more. Um,
Yeah.
and there are now stories of people who have some crazy negative side effects from it.
Hmm.
And, you know, I was real, obviously, like a lot of people in our industry, I was real skeptic when it first came out because I'm like, man, it's a powerful emotional thing to connect it to, which is weight
Hmm.
loss.
Hmm.
And there are a lot of people out there who would jump off a cliff and
Do
risk
anything.
if
Literally do anything.
would do anything if
Yep.
if weight loss if they could lose weight. And and that's what I was concerned about.
Yeah.
Was like, holy cow, hold up, like we're giving this out like crazy. We don't know a lot yet. It's a desperate thing to give to people. Let's pump the brakes. And the more and more I got exposed to the 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 positives of it from some people, very small percentage of people who did a lot of the things leading up to it, it can really be beneficial for so many people. The problem is it's not for a lot of people.
Right. Yeah. So that's, I mean, that's where the open conversation is needed. I've been working on getting some more people on our podcast too to talk further about GLPs that would have more certifications as far as, medical
Mhm.
than we do. Another PA that I've been talking to. So I think if we can continue to open the conversation around it and just educate and say, hey, this is the information that we know of and this is how we think it'll help you. I mean,
Mhm.
that's all we can
You know,
do,
there's
you
so
know?
many there's so many misconceptions out there about them on the
Hmm.
positives and the negatives.
Hmm.
I think there's a lot of people in our industry that went straight to negative and still talk negative because people quit coaching with them,
Hmm.
and then they get butthurt and they get mad and want to demonize a GLP-1 because I lost 4 clients who went to tirzepatide,
Hmm.
and then they get emotional. Nothing will make somebody more emotional than losing money,
Yeah.
right? But
I think that's where,
you have to play
go ahead.
you have to dude, things are always changing. You have to adapt and change.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You have to be able to adapt to that. I think you still have to be rooted in what you know is right versus wrong, but we've learned that GLPs do have a place. It's up to us to coach the client through it, maybe advise against it if they don't need it,
Hmm.
or talk to them, have that open conversation. But at the end of the day, as your coach, it is not my job to judge how you want to do this. Like I can tell you straight up, hey, I don't think your method and my method are going to work out well together. I just don't think that we are the best fit. I would recommend maybe this person or finding somebody else, but it's not my job as your coach to judge how you want to get through this.
Hmm. Um, I have had friends of mine to reach out, and I've said probably a bad idea. I have a
Hmm.
really good friend of mine who is starting soon, and he has some really deep issues around uh, food binging,
Mm.
and he's got some really tough emotional ties to food,
Hmm.
and he eats his feelings.
Hmm.
And he used to tell me that he would leave work, hit up Burger King, smash 2 Whoppers, go home with his wife, eat a salad, and then complain to her that he doesn't know why she's not losing weight. Because losing weight was such a big thing for his wife, wanted him to be healthy for the family.
Right.
And he would be like, well, I don't know why I'm not losing weight. He knew. And
I think. maybe what we're learning more and more, and correct me if I'm wrong, is like obesity can be compared to an addiction of certain
Yeah,
sorts. Like I think that what we're learning more and more is like, and it doesn't necessarily apply to every single obese person,
I think people have
but
an unhealthy relationship with food for
yeah, but
sure.
like that it's a disease, right? It's a disease state. But what we're learning about
Do you
people,
think obesity, wait, what's a disease state? Obesity?
yeah,
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 obesity is a disease state. I think people
correct.
have I have, to me, it works on a spectrum, especially the food addiction conversation, because there was this whole thing that came out for a long time about how sugar was so addictive, and I'm addicted to
Right. It's
sugar.
just
I'm
hyper
addicted to
palatable.
sugar.
Hmm.
And I'm like, stop, y'all. I said, man, one thing you do when you do that, and I put this long post at this guy, and this guy actually posted this whole thing about it. And I just made a post, and I was very pragmatic. I'm not bashing him. I'm just looking at other things to consider when you use that type of language that, you know, there's no such thing. You can have a healthy and an unhealthy relationship with food. You can't have a healthy
Hmm.
and an unhealthy relationship with cocaine,
Right.
crack,
Yeah.
heroin, right? Even though I've known people who have been in the throes of addiction be like, I'm controlling my meth. Right. But I say, man, one thing you do when you tell people it's addiction is you almost say it's not their fault and you take away their accountability. You almost take away their power
Yeah.
to not eat that way anymore.
Yeah. But
And
that's what, like, I just think that's why I use it a little bit looser because when I do look at people that struggle with their relationship with food, as far as like either on the obesity side or on the anorexia, bulimia side, like it could be maybe not strictly an addiction with food, but their emotions overtake it to a certain, I know on the anorexia, bulimia side, it could be the addiction of being thin, right? It's the addiction of not wanting to be obese, right?
I
Do you see what
think
I mean?
yeah,
Like the emotion is so high with that.
I think when people have issues, and we can have somebody come in here and talk about eating disorders, I would love that.
Yeah. Actually, yeah,
I
we
would
haven't
love
done
to have
that. We
somebody
should
come in and
totally do
talk about
that.
eating disorders. Those, the eating disorder is how other things show themselves.
Hmm.
There's other things going on. There's other emotional issues, trauma, damage somewhere, issues they've had that have showed themselves in an eating disorder, right?
Hmm. Totally.
And you go back to my friend. There are some things, and he's seen counselors, he's talked to therapists, and he knows the problem. He knows the issue.
Hmm.
He's attacked the issue. He's working on the issue. And taking a GLP-1 is not going to take away the issue. In fact, it might show up some other areas in his life if you take away his desire for food. He does need to
Yeah.
address those. Those do need to be addressed. But it doesn't take away the fact that he is unhealthily obese.
Hmm.
And if you can get him out of that disease, unhealthy state, you're helping him.
Hmm.
You're helping him because
Hmm.
I think it's very wrong to go to him and be like, well, you got to handle all those other things outside of that, and that'll help your issues with food. Well, what if we can help the issues with food now
Hmm.
while he works through those things within his life that are showing itself as an unhealthy relationship with food?
Right.
It's like telling the person that's 400 pounds, like, well, you just need to get up and walk. Well, what if they used a GLP-1
Hmm.
that helped manage their cravings? They
Hmm.
then made better decisions with food. They were then able to walk to the mailbox and back every
Hmm.
day. And they did that for a certain amount of time. There's nothing wrong with kickstarting that. I've
Right.
said it 1,000 times. That is not my issue. My issue is that the area code moms, the country club moms,
Hmm.
are abusing it to get stupid, gross, skinny.
Mm-hmm.
They can pay to play. They can pay $1,000 a month. They can get it. And now,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I always say, nothing ruined the testosterone replacement progression than professional baseball in the 90s when they had the whole steroid thing, right? And then they did the whole steroid act. And like, you know, there are people who need ADHD medicine.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who are snorting 3 tablets of Adderall a day.
Right.
We don't completely throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Right.
I put the onus 100% on doctors,
Mm-hmm.
right? There are people that benefit from Oxycontin and have.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that thanks to these doctors are now addicted to heroin. You have to be pragmatic in the way you look at these things and understand there's context around every single individual user and person that gets it. The problem is they massively over prescribe these things, all of the things I just mentioned. Now it's a problem. And then you get people come in like lawmakers be like, ban it, get rid of it. Close up. Whoa, pump the brakes, dude. Like you're taking that away from some very people that actually need it. Why don't you look at the context and differentiate between the use and the abuse of it?
Mm-hmm.
It's it all comes down to our inability to pragmatically think and remove emotion from it, right? I'm really sorry that a family had to deal with a 15-year-old who overdosed on Oxycontin.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
It's
Hope I
terrible.
never deal
Mm-hmm.
with that. That's horrible,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? I know there are people that have really damaged their body. I had a friend of mine come to me and talked about they got on like GLP-1s when it first came, like 3 years ago. When it first, I guess it was 3, 4 years ago when it first got doing its thing, and talked about how she immediately had messed up liver enzymes and was really nervous. Because of those stories, I started to have the rhetoric of that stuff's horrible. Oh my gosh, don't take it. You're stupid for taking it. You just don't have discipline for it. And then, one thing people in the fitness industry love to do is back themselves into a corner, make some blanket statements, and then never be able to recover from them. Right.
Yeah.
Well, the more and more I've educated myself, the more and more I've learned from people and had actual conversations and stories with people, I go, hey, there's a place for this. There really is a place for this.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Erica, whom we love. And
Mm-hmm.
if you go back and watch Erica West, it's Erica Hill West, watch her 2 stories about her weight loss, and it is not even the same person, not just physically, but the same person you're talking to, because I knew her when she was 313 pounds.
Yeah.
She kickstarted her journey with GLPs, lost, I think it was like, it's either 60
I
pounds
think it
in
was
8 months,
60.
60 in
Yeah.
8 months, or 80 in six. I can't remember. But then, she was paying like a ridiculous amount for it. She changed her habits, kept going, and lost another 100 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Could she have done that without the GLP-1? I don't know. She tried 1,000 times before and it didn't work. And people could be like, well, it's because she didn't have discipline. All right. I don't know if that's true because she showed that discipline later on in life. She did have discipline
That's
because she showed
and
it.
that's where I feel like some people just they're so stuck in this mindset of like I don't have control over this. Like that's where the addiction piece kind of comes into me is like I don't have control. I
Yeah.
don't feel like I'm in
Yeah.
control of the
Yeah.
food that I'm eating or of my
Yeah.
time. I can't control like how my body feels because when I move, being obese, it hurts, you know?
Yeah. I'll
So
share with you. Dude, it almost like makes me emotional because we know, right?
I'm saying,
Just who I am, right? Dude, I lost it in the movie Frankenstein.
really? We haven't watched it yet.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. This is how we do our podcast. So if we just jump from one spot to the other, go watch something else.
You can 15-second skip.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The dude who played Frankenstein in it now I'm very familiar with the original Frankenstein, so it's not perfectly
Yeah.
to it, right? I got into Frankenstein and that movie and like Edgar Allan Poe at one point in my life and like it was, weird listening to The Cure, that kind of thing. But
Hmm.
I'm telling you, the way they draw you into that character, I equate it to, did you ever see the movie with Owen Wilson where's the reporter and they got the dog and the dog died at the end?
I watched that movie one time. I cried so hard I threw up. Like not kidding, I threw up.
I turned it off.
Yeah,
35 minutes, 45 minutes into the movie, I went,
absolutely not.
they're setting me up. I never finished it.
Yep.
They're setting me up. I remember my
I do
wife's like,
not do animal dog deaths very well.
no,
I do
I
not do
don't.
it.
I don't. I watched that movie 45 minutes into it. See, that guy's from my hometown. He
Really?
wrote for the newspaper from the town I grew up in. I went to school
That's
in.
so
And
cool.
and they start telling the story. I'm like, hold up. They're setting for up for the dog to die. I can't emotionally do this today. It can't happen.
Hmm.
It's the same way they pull you into this character of
Mm-hmm.
who plays Frankenstein.
Hmm.
And and I lost it, y'all. So case in point, I'm just an emotional person when it comes to things like that. I can watch a movie. Dude, I watched Ed Gein cut people's skin off, and I'm like, I watched a movie where a dog dies. I'm a mess in the corner. Dude,
Yeah.
it's horrible.
Yeah,
But
that's
this
me.
is, he was getting on the GLPs, and I have a friend that works in that industry through a pharmacy, and he's getting it. Sorry. He goes, I need it, man. The craving's in my head, and my voice is, I just can't stop. I really need some help. So he's crying for help, bro. And I think you're the perfect person for it. I said, then I said, it's like, hey, man, here's the deal. You got to do the other things with it too, right? And he knows that. I
Hmm.
said, you got to flush the extremism. He's like, that's right. Lift weights, protein, walk. He goes, those are the three things I need to do. I said, yeah, dude, you don't need 100 hours of cardio, Dale, because he tends to like, like he'll do like a 3-day fast and blah 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 blah
Hmm.
blah blah. Right. So I mean, I'm excited for him. I hope it helps. So I don't know. Um,
That's the thing. Like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Just the voice, like talking about voices in my head. Like, I can't imagine what that's like, you know? Deep breaths.
yeah, I'm thinking. Um, so I know that kind of got off a little bit what we're talking about today. Um, but it's just where I've been um thinking, right?
Hmm.
Um,
We've been working on this really hard for the last few months, talking with a
mhm,
lot of people, really trying to put together what we think is a really effective guide, you
yeah.
know, that's
And there are some things
inclusive and
that we
helpful.
are we are I think cutting through some fallacies of it. There's some fallacies around the drug, and I've heard people say like, "Oh, well, all it does is make you eat less." I'm like, "Well, so much more it does from the hormonal system than that. So much
Yeah.
more." I just tell people to do their own research. That's where I'm at with people. I
Yeah.
give them my opinion. I say, "Go look into it." I give them my opinion. I say, "Go look into it."
And I mean, there's tons of research now with the GLP since it's been on the market for quite a few years. Like you're seeing research with um, attention spans. I think I saw one with ADHD, libido. Like there's a ton of stuff out there where you can go and look at it and decide if it's correct for you.
Yeah. Um, do we want to go into what we were talking about?
We totally can. We
Okay.
don't have to. We can keep chatting about the GLP if
Yeah.
you want, although we just did a GLP episode.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. What's on your mind? What's on your heart?
You sent me some stuff that I think we could discuss.
Yeah,
Is that
just I feel like, well, you know what? We're setting up for the holidays, and I always think it's important to talk about a lot of people are going to start starting in the next few months, you know? And I think if you are one of those people that's thinking about starting, do it right now. Like, I'm not kidding, right now. As soon as you hear this, do it right now because it's going to be way harder to start after the holidays than it will be right now. Do it now while it's tough and you've got a schedule that you're trying to fit places into. Like, find out what your minimums are right now because you think that your life is going to slow down in January and it doesn't. And let me tell you that New Year's resolutions are overrated. Most people quit by the third or fourth week. The gyms are going to be busy. Start it now so you get comfortable. I think you're going to prove to yourself a lot more. Like anytime a client's come to me and been like, this is just really busy for me right now, and I convince them to start, they'll text me 3 or 4 or 5 months later and be like, I'm so thankful I started when I did because now I know what it takes to be busy and actually do this.
Yeah, I have two takes on that. Okay. First take is I think if you're somebody who is just starting the journey and you're not quite sure how to navigate the journey, I think you start now.
Hmm.
I think if you're somebody that's like, hey, I quit working out for a long time, my habits are really bad. I really gotta, I gotta do something, people. I gotta do
Hmm.
something. Like, I gotta do something. I do not think those people need to push to after Christmas
No.
at all. I don't think those people need to do that at all. They need to sign up to start the habits today so they can and get coached through Thanksgiving, get coached through Christmas. And that has to happen. Like that they need to start the habits now. Because you can
And
build on those habits now.
that's why I say minimums. Like I
Yes.
love minimums. Like start, I know some people live where it's really cold. Give me a 10-minute walk.
Yeah.
A 10-minute walk. Like that's all. And I just think if
Yeah.
you can I always compare it to like the domino effect or like a snowball effect. Once you take one baby step, you're likely to take another one. And then it keeps happening.
Yeah.
So just start doing it now. It doesn't need to be perfect. None of this is ever going to be perfect. I hate when people wait till January, and I've told you this before. I don't take clients on in January and really early February because it just doesn't last. There's no point. It's normally a waste of time.
Yeah.
So start it now.
Yeah. I
But
think I think those people do need to start now. Now, I have two clients who are strength and conditioning programming guys, lifters.
mm, hmm
Um, they're doing some basic nutrition things right. They're lifting their training. They just need a new look at a program, some accountability, uh, refining up some lifting, refining up some nutrition.
hmm
Those guys are going to lift and kind of eat and do some things during Thanksgiving and the holidays. Um, those people, I'm like, hey man, can we just start this thing January 1? Because
hmm
they're like, hey man, if I start this week, I'm going to be out next week with the family for Thanksgiving. Then I got, 2 weeks of 3 weeks of December, and we got some travel. And then I got to go here for New Year's with the family. Their lifting and stuff is going to be spotty, spotty.
Yeah, which is
I
fine.
I
Again, that's
just tell those
minimums.
dudes like we'll start January 1st because they're
Hmm.
gonna lift, they're gonna try and eat, they're gonna get it in. They can't really start a consistent program. They told me till January 1st. I'm like, dude, let's just start January 1st.
But there's
But
somebody that knows,
yeah,
you
they're the
know?
brand. I'm
They
talking the
know.
brand new people. If you need to lose 50 pounds and your habits are horrible, man, you're gonna and especially here's the fun psychology. I've heard this. They'll completely smash themselves through Thanksgiving. They'll completely smash themselves through Christmas and smash themselves through the holiday be another 9 pounds up when you talk to them in January, and then they're completely demoralized and they never start.
They're defeated. That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
why I don't take on clients in January because it is a waste of my time. It's like if somebody were to come to me in January, same thing that you picked up with those two clients, they're like, I already really do this and I just want extra assistance. Perfect. I can do that. Somebody that's brand new, I don't take at the beginning of the year. But I texted Josh and I was like, all right, well, let's just break down the 10 most popular questions that men and women ask within fitness and nutrition, and we can just go back and forth between male and
Mhm,
female and just
mhm,
see how many we can get to. But
mhm.
I think this will really help. We can kind of break this down because a lot of these questions are going to be asked by people that are newer into this and want to know these answers. So, where do you want to start?
You start, go.
Okay, I got to get it pulled back up. Our screenshots. All right, I'll start with a female question. The first one is what is the best way to lose fat? That's what we want to dive
Is that
into
really
first.
a
And I do,
question?
yeah, that's the first one. What is the best way to lose fat? And the it comes from Muscle and Strength, an article that they
Mhm.
wrote. This is an overwhelming. top concern of women in fitness contexts. Um, and you know why I think that is? I think people are still just always looking for the short way.
What's the
They
best
they
way?
don't think it's going to always just be it's fitness and nutrition.
So I think there's cool thing. There's two things there. One, they didn't say how to lose weight.
Yeah, lose fat.
They asked how to lose fat. So there's a
Hmm.
body composition, like a presupposition of body composition there. There's an assumption
Hmm.
that they're interested in body composition.
Yeah.
So if somebody asks me what's my best way to lose fat, I assume they're more worried about shape than weight loss.
Hmm.
I would say lift weights, eat protein, be in a slight caloric deficit for a long period of time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You need to know what your calorie deficit is at first, right? Like we need to actually effectively program that and don't think that it's going to happen in
Yeah.
4 weeks.
If they told me weight loss, I'd be like calorie deficit.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it, like calorie
Yeah,
deficit.
that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But no, I do think we are seeing a slight turn towards like, okay, it's not just weight loss, it's fat loss, right? Like I
Mhm.
don't want to just be, skinnier. I want to be toned. I
But
want
how
to
many
have
women
that
do you
like
know have
muscle
been
tone.
like, oh, Josh, I'm down a size and a half. I feel great. Man, it's really working. Really pissed I've only lost 5 pounds though.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why we love progress pictures. Like just
Yeah.
if you are starting this and you're looking to lose body fat, not just weight loss, you need to be weighing. You need to take progress pictures. You need to try on your clothes regularly, like the pair of jeans that you love, try them on all the time. And what was the last one? Did I say measurements?
No.
And take measurements.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. Like you need to be monitoring your progress in multiple different ways because that scale number is not going to tell you very much. We're looking for that downward trend over time, right? Progress pictures are going to tell you more. How your clothes fit are going to tell you more. Measurements and scale, that's just going to take time.
What's the next one? I like these.
Next
Let's go.
one, let's go for the men's side of things. Opposite, what's the best way to build muscle?
Lift weights, eat protein.
Yeah,
Be
and
consistent
eating
over
the
time.
caloric
Uh,
surplus.
yeah, and be in a surplus.
Or
Lift
maintenance. I
weights,
mean, you can still,
lift
if
weights
you're
to the
newer.
proper intensity.
Yeah.
Lift weights to the proper intensity and frequency weekly
Hmm.
over a retarded period of time.
And I would even say that that applies for losing body fat too, because
Yeah,
if you do want that toned physique, you've got to lift with intensity. You've got to get your workouts in. You've got to be intentional every
yeah,
time that you step into the gym.
yeah. I think there are a lot of people that don't lift hard enough.
Oh, I
Now,
totally
I think
agree.
there's a small percentage of people that completely overtrain and kill themselves into the gym every time they go,
Yes.
right? But I think there's a large percentage of people that just go in and kind of go through the motions like, I'm not big.
Well, I'm the two things can be true kind of person here. I think a lot of women go into hit classes and overdo it as far as cardio, but their
Yeah.
intensity when they weightlift in those classes is not intense enough.
Well, you would know. You teach those classes. You would know.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Dudes, if you want to build muscle, you got to lift weights consistency 3 to 5 times a week at an intensity level. And a lot of research has shown rep ranges aren't really as important
No, not at all.
um in gaining muscle. If you're brand new at this, you can basically screw it up for a long time and still put
Hmm.
muscle on, right?
Hmm.
Um, you got to be really consistent with your gym time. Like it's just got to
Hmm.
happen. Like, I know people that lift like they lift Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And they're like, "Oh, I couldn't lift Tuesday. Something came up and well, you should have gone Monday then, idiot." Like, I
I
don't
would just
know.
like stop trying to fit yourself into a box of only being there for 75 to 90 minutes. Like 45 minutes can be really effective when you're
Yeah.
intense, right?
Yeah.
So I can go into the gym and I could be there for 90 minutes and hit 12 exercises, or I could go for 45 minutes and hit four. And if my intensity is higher with my four exercises than my 12, I'm going to have better results with my four.
Yeah. I've had people say, I live Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I ask them what their week is. We'll look at their week.
Mhm.
I got something Saturday.
Okay,
All right,
Friday,
go Friday.
Sunday. Like, what do
They're
you
like, well,
mean?
I could. I'm like, what are you doing this thing or not? Like, give me a break.
Mhm.
All right, what's the next one? Ooh, these are fun.
I know it's like rapid fire. Okay, back to the female side of things. We're looking at what should I eat before and after a workout? And I will say that that was a male's question as well. What should I eat and when pre and post workout? So that's number two for women, which is very surprising to me actually. And that's number five for men.
I feel like I need more context.
So, for the context piece of it with men's, it would be timing and food choices around workouts get a lot of attention. What do I eat before lifting? Does it matter? That post-workout shake matter? As for females, it's with muscle gain goals. We always worry about, am I eating enough protein wise, and what's the number?
Yeah. For dudes, if we're talking about like, no, the post workout shake isn't that great. You can work somewhere within an hour of your workout is over.
Hmm.
You can eat protein, carbs, fats, and regular meal and recover just fine. I think the before thing is really depending on how intense your workout is, what you're doing, and how your stomach can handle food. I mean,
Hmm.
I could eat Chipotle burrito at 12 and smash a workout at 12:45.
Ugh, nope.
Yeah, yeah, I could do that.
I like a
Right.
smaller meal before I go work out. Let me tell you something though, from a female perspective, and even if you're a man too, I just don't find this as common with men. Eat breakfast if you're going to have a morning workout, and a lot of women will tell me, "Oh, I just can't. I can't put anything on my stomach." It takes time. Don't think that it needs to be like a huge breakfast. I literally have a protein bar before I go work out. But the feedback I get from a woman that starts to eat something, their workouts are like, holy shit, I feel so much better in my
Yeah.
workouts than I ever have. So I'm like, half a banana, a few apple slices, like start there. Start with
Hmm.
something really little. I don't care.
Hmm.
But over time, you'll get to that place where like, oh, I'm actually hungry in the morning and I need something pre-workout. I know those 5 a.m. workouts can be hard. If that means getting up 10 extra minutes before, do it. It's so worth it. You will not feel like shit during that workout.
So when I work with dudes that are trying to gain muscle and get big, we'll have this conversation. And really what the post-workout meal comes up to is say this person lifts at 5
Hmm.
and they need like a good, say it's somebody's like 3,000 calories plus, 3,500 calories plus. If you eat your breakfast at like 7:30, eat again at 11, eat again at 3, work out at 5 to 6, it's time to eat anyway.
Hmm.
So it really comes down to total protein intake and total calories.
Hmm.
It's time to eat anyway. So it's not necessarily always about that post-workout meal. It's more about you have to eat that time anyway to keep the amount of calories you have in for the day.
That, yeah. I think, more if you want to align it with something, think about more just keeping a balanced blood sugar throughout the day. So like we're eating every 4 to 5 hours.
Well, Mike did
Have a
say that.
pre-workout snack.
You remember Mike said what was the number one thing he's seen with women that are struggling with weight loss and energy is unbalanced blood sugar dips and drives
Yes.
through the day.
Yes.
So eating even spaced,
Hmm.
evenly spaced, complex meals that have proteins, carbs, and fats throughout the day every 4 hours or so can keep your
Yes.
blood sugar, and that'll actually tons help with cravings, eating at night,
The
hormone
2 to
imbalance.
3,
Yeah,
4 p.m. dip in your energy
yeah,
that like
makes a huge
100%.
makes a huge difference.
I also really like Mike put me on this like quite a few years ago, and I haven't had to do it in a while because my intake has been much higher, but intra workout carbohydrates. If you're a high performing person, if you are doing high performing workouts, or even if you do just have a higher calorie amount, or even if you're in a deficit, I mean, it works for anybody, but intra workout carbs I found to be really helpful too. So
Mhm.
just having like a Body Armor Light, I know you like gummy bears, but having something in your
Yeah, this
workout can be
post
really
workout, gummy
helpful.
bears post workout.
Post workout, yeah,
Um,
but
so
intra workout could be helpful.
I was doing, I had a time where I was doing some carb cycling
Hmm.
and able to get 500 carbs in a day. I had to do intra workout carbohydrates
Yeah,
that were I was drinking honestly just because it wasn't mathematically possible for me to get 500 grams
ex
of carbohydrates in the day,
exactly.
right? So I would do like intra carb workouts. I would do intra carb workouts with like creatine inside of it,
Hmm.
and then I would smash something like 100 to 150 carbs for post workout of basic. It was like trash carbs, but
Hmm.
it was just for the calorie intake.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
So that's helpful too. I mean, just something to think about. I have a couple clients that do that
yeah,
and like it. But
yeah. But then here's what'll
here's
happen too is I'll have like some random client I have who's really nowhere near at that point. They'll be like, "Well, I started doing gummy bears post workout." I'm like, "No, dude, shut up. No, stop."
your workouts are not intense enough to have
Well,
gummy
no,
bears
it's not
yet.
even that. They're not even the same goals, not even the same purpose. I eat when I'm doing the gummy bear thing, I'm eating like stupid clean throughout the day. There's no other areas. These people are doing the carbohydrates, but they're eating cookies at night. I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Right? It's just
You can't
everything's
double dip.
yeah, everything's timed perfect. It's calorie intake one. It's like when you look at hierarchy, macros and protein intake second, and then meal timing is third from a performance standpoint, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
hmm
Right. So, all right,
We
give
did
me
a
next one.
post on
Let's
that
go.
a long time ago.
Let's go.
Um, one of our favorites from a woman. Am I going to bulk up if I lift
No, you're
weights?
not. And all the women you want to look like lift weights.
Yeah, and if you see the women that are super bulky, like CrossFit
They're on
athletes,
drugs.
they're on drugs and they eat a shit ton, and all they do is work out.
Yep.
If you had 9 hours a day to work out, take drugs, and eat, you would look like that.
Yep.
But you normally have 45 minutes and you don't eat enough. So, no,
Yeah.
you won't
And
look
they're
like that.
genetic freaks.
Yeah,
Right. Right. It's like saying I'm going to go shoot hoops, but I don't want to be like LeBron James. You're probably not gonna.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
No.
You're not gonna.
And we just like you have to stress a caloric surplus for so long in order to look like that.
Yeah. They
Like that
eat.
takes years,
They're on
years.
drugs. They eat a stupid amount. They train really, really hard. They've done it for a really, 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 really long time.
Yeah,
And you're not going to look like that at all. There's not a chance, not even close.
yeah,
And to think that
precisely.
is narcissistic.
You're delusional
You're
if you think
delusional.
that you're going to
Yeah.
bulk up lifting weights.
Yeah.
And here's our favorite thing. If you feel like you got bulkier from lifting weights, it wasn't the weightlifting, it was that you were eating too much.
Yeah.
Boom. Okay, man's question. How much protein do I need?
I mean, zero point 0.7 to 1 grams of protein per pound of desired body weight.
Yeah, you can
The reason I
obviously
say
do a bit more
desired,
if you want to
the
gain,
reason I say
but
desired is um, there is some research that's like 1.25, but that's for like such a small amount of population of people
yeah.
who are very anabolic sensitive, meaning they really uptake that protein very high.
hmm
Um, one of the things I've thought about that logically doesn't work for me is people be like, well, I'm either on drugs or I'm on TRT, so I need a lot more protein. And I'm like, man, I don't know. I would say that the answer is probably less protein because you're way more anabolic sensitive and you're gonna be way more efficient with the protein that you eat because you're on the TRT or you're on the drugs.
hmm hmm
So you're going to be even more efficient because like the issue with talking about protein intake is everybody absorbs it different. They talk about like a certain level of anabolic resistance, right?
hmm
So I don't think if you're on TRT, you need more. It's going to be that you're going to be more efficient with less. So if you're also a guy that needs to lose 50 pounds and you're 250 pounds and you need to lose 50 pounds, I don't know if you need 250 grams of protein. You might
hmm
just be fine with that 200. But the standard rule of thumb that people say is usually 1 gram per pound of desired body weight, understanding that most people are going to see that as very hard and they're going to eat a little less than that anyway.
hmm Yep.
So
Perfect.
yeah,
Easy.
and eating protein is not hard. I do it. I only do 3 shakes a week. I do
Yeah.
I do my
These
shakes on the days I lift. I only lift 3 days a week and do jujitsu 3 days a week. I only do 3 shakes a week because the rest of the other days I hit 200 plus grams of protein
they're
in my
food.
meals and it's in my food because I like to eat.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why I go back to eating protein is not that hard.
Yeah, and then you have people who are like, "Well, I'm having a hard time getting my protein in. My lunch is 4 ounces of chicken, and my breakfast is this shake, and I get a snack that's this, and then my dinner." It's like, well, do 6 grams of chicken.
Yeah, do six
I don't.
ounces.
Yeah,
Also,
I
stop
don't.
snacking on fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
your
Quit. Yeah,
snacks suck.
yeah. Quit eating those M&Ms that are killing your ability to eat protein. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean
Yeah.
you can't do it? It's just that you don't want to. Anyways, back to a woman's question. How much exercise do I need per week and what type of exercise should I do? I mean, this is dependent on obviously what your goals are, but if I were to say ideally, your strength training 2 to 3 times per week at the absolute minimum. And I do like to throw cardio in there at least 1 or 2 times per week, walk
Yeah,
every day.
lifting for muscle and body composition, cardio
Mhm.
for heart health. I would say it also depends on where you're at within your stage of your journey. But if you're like a
Meaning
peak,
menopause.
no, I mean, what I mean is like if you've never lifted weights in your
Oh,
life,
if you're new. I thought you were talking about through menopause. That's
3 days
fine.
a week could be great,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But if you're somebody that's committed to lifting and exercise in the gym, and you're a female, I think you do 3 lifting days, 2 cardio days, and if you're
Hmm.
really interested, one hit day type circuit day. I think you
Hmm.
could do something like that, right? You don't need like hit days five
Yeah.
days a week, but you
No,
could do
no.
something like that. And then when I say a hit circuit, it could be like 20, 25 minutes.
Or less. I mean, you could do 10 to 12 minutes and you can
Yeah.
get something just as effective.
Yeah.
I would say too, though, like if you feel capable, push your body. Like that is, our bodies are extremely resilient. Like they're not, you don't need to take it soft.
Yeah.
Of course, does need to be some active recovery days, or if you're somebody that's like, I do enjoy a day of yoga, a day of Pilates, like there's a place for that. I think that's great for mobility. It's great for core, great for flexibility, great for your mind. But in other ways, like push your body to its limits.
Yeah.
That is what we were made to
I would
do.
say most people don't need more days. They need to take advantage of the days they go.
Intensity, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Solid.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Because I can feel great on 3 workouts if I push my intensity.
Yeah.
Okay, man's question. What's the best way to lose fat? Get shredded. We kind of already talked about this with a female. Um, but you know what? I think a man can kind of push it a bit harder because you
Do it
guys,
hormonally, of course. Yeah.
hmm Yep. Yep, your intensity can be higher.
Best way to get shredded is to have the muscle first.
Hmm.
Other than that, you're just going to be skinny.
Yeah.
The other best way to get really shredded is to be super, super, super consistent with your caloric deficit for a long period of time over time. If you want to get really super shredded, then you have to get unhealthily unhealthy. You have to understand you're going to get unhealthy
Hmm.
to get that shredded. Um, Life's gonna suck. I mean, dude, I did that 12-week cut, lost 12, 13 pounds, and was less than 10% at 207 pounds.
Hmm.
And I was like, like, I looked at, I was shredded, like veiny shredded, like icky,
Hmm.
veiny shredded, uh, to the point where my mood got crappy, my couldn't recover, my jujitsu sucked, I affected my sleep.
Yep.
And as soon as I slowly titrated calories back up to normal, even like an extra 3 or 400 a day, everything got better. I
Yeah.
looked better, I felt better, right? So, um,
That's the whole thing that I think goes sometimes untalked about is how miserable it is to be at your lightest. Like I've been at my lightest before too. It was terrible. It was awful. Like going into the gym, lifting, I was dizzy during workouts. Like I that's not fun. So
yeah,
you need to decide what you want your life to look like. If you're
yeah,
somebody like me who enjoys margaritas on the weekend, you're not going to want to be at
yeah.
your
Do you
lightest.
remember when you started your caloric deficit for Grace Get Shredded for her wedding day?
Yeah, and it was miserable.
And I poo-pooed on you. I was like, poo-pooed on you.
Yeah.
You came with all these things, and me and Mike in a group chat. I'm like, oh, this will be great. You're like, this is
I did stick with
horrible.
it.
This
Yeah,
is
I
so
stuck with it for 12
horrible.
weeks. 12 weeks and then I got to the end of 12 weeks and I was like
Yeah,
I was in that's when my maintenance was 2,800 and I went down to I was at like 2,200 for like a week.
that blows.
And I
Screw
was
that,
like,
dude.
I fucking hate this. I
Yeah, I'm
feel
not doing that.
terrible. I
Yeah.
said it's not worth it. But again, that's where you decide, like, do I want this certain appearance or do I not? And for me, like, my workouts matter a lot more than just my appearance. Like, I want to feel really good in my workouts. And if
Yeah.
I don't, that's when I don't do it.
Most dudes don't eat enough to get big.
Yeah.
I got a client right now. I posted a ton of his pictures. He was like 239 when we started. Now he's like 245. The idea was to get lean for his wedding, but my man went from like 22 to like 2,900 calories, got way more lean, built muscle, and got lean big. I mean, he's like 6'2", 6'3", 245. Like he's big. Like people look
Mhm.
at that picture, I'm like, yo, he's a big dude, big back,
Yeah,
big dude, and his body
big
completely
bag.
changed. And he trusted the process of like, dude, I know this sounds weird. I know you want to get lean, but I think you need more food. And he did, and like, dude, he was hitting, dude. He's got like a 530 back squat.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
people forget that your intensity of your workouts is going to change when you up your calories. And if you can get your head through that and remind yourself that like your workout intensity is what really matters for changing your physique, your food, obviously, but your food has to support that. Your food has to support your workout intensity. If you're going into the gym without intensity, your food's not going to do much.
yeah. I noticed in my situation when I dieted, week 10, 11, 12, I was having a hard time getting like a muscle pump.
Hmm.
I was working out
Terrible.
and like I was like, man, I don't even feel my muscle. I just feel joints.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You feel awful. Like you
yeah.
feel awful.
But
Yeah.
dude, when I say I was shred lean, I mean, I was like, I got veiny. Like in
Hmm.
the first time in the morning, I'd get veiny.
Hmm.
And I'm like, there is, dude, you start having that little thing inside your head and it goes,
Hmm.
you could look like this all the
All the
time.
time.
And then
Hmm.
you start to realize like, no, I can't do it. Let's
No.
be smart.
Yeah.
This is horrible. I feel miserable. And I don't want to look like this all the time because I don't want to live like this all the time. Like that's the addictive
Exactly.
part of like coming to it too. Yeah. So
But I always tell clients, like, especially ones that are graduating, that moving on, I'm like, you've gotten to a point now where you can push your body and test it, and you can figure these things out for yourself. And I think that's when it gets really fun. When you do get to that place, it does take years. It takes years, but you get to that place of like, I can go and do that diet like that. I did my wedding prep for my cousin's wedding, and I was like 15 to 20% carbs for like 5 weeks. That shit sucked. It
yeah,
sucked, but it's fun to be able to test your body that way and be like, okay, I'm not going to do that again, but I did look shredded for that
yeah,
wedding,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I
What's
think
the next? Is
that's
that it? What do we got?
fun. Got a couple more.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me pull it back. My phone keeps closing. For a woman, the last question is, what are the best foods or nutrition strategies for my goals of weight loss, energy, and hormones? That's a really loaded question, I think. We can kind of dive into best food or nutrition strategies for weight loss
Yeah.
and energy. We don't really need to touch on hormones today.
Yeah. Well, you can address both, right?
But
I think if you're going to say
right,
that, I
yeah.
think you can address both. I think the first thing you can do is I think 90% of the foods you eat have to be real whole foods.
90%.
90%, even more, like 100% of, if depending
Hmm.
on how psychopath you are, is
Hmm.
you need to eat real whole foods. Cut out all your processed foods. I would even say some people you need to cut out like dairy, gluten, maybe, like,
Yeah,
and get down
totally.
to straight whole foods. Here's the problem. That's ridiculously hard.
Yeah.
So, but if you can eat and just go straight to a whole food diet, then you're going to be better off reaching any goal, I think. Any
Hmm.
goal, right?
Hmm.
I got a client now, a guy, it's like 3,300 calories of whole foods. And he's just like, bro, this is so
Feels
hard.
so, it's so hard. It's
Yeah.
so, you have to be super strategic. I use a lot of liquid calories when my calories get up, or I have clients whose calories get up there. You have to be very strategic about your whole foods and how you get them. But you do, I mean, you feel worlds better. Brain fog
Mhm.
gone. Ability to sleep so much better. Your productivity, like I can always tell my brain power and productivity based on what I'm eating, you
He would
know?
send me the meals and it's like grilled chicken. He eats a lot of nuts and berries type things. And it's like, I was
Hmm.
like, dude, that's a ridiculous amount of rice,
Hmm.
3 pieces of fruit, and like an ounce of almonds, chicken. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's ridiculous amount. And he's like, yeah, dude, it's only like 500 calories.
Hmm.
And I'm like,
That's
oh
the
my
hard part.
gosh.
That's why I
Oh
use
my
liquid
gosh.
calories. Like I love olive oil.
Yeah.
I love making homemade dressing, like salad dressing and stuff, or sauces. Liquid calories, like drinks and stuff,
Hmm.
like doing whole fruit juice. That's so like you have to use it sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. But I would say to answer that person's question, the if you can be 90% real food all the time,
Hmm.
you're probably going to address a lot of hormone issues
And energy, yeah.
and
And weight loss.
energy and
Yep.
weight loss and
Yep.
digestion and efficiency and sleep.
Hmm.
Um, if you can do that, it's just really hard.
Hmm. It is. But yeah, if you can follow the plate rule, 3 meals per day, two high protein snacks.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
All right, last question. We did kind of touch on this a little bit too, but this is from a male's point. Should I do cardio or weights or both? And again, I think that has to do with what your goals are, but muscle and strength did this one too. Kind of a follow-up question. Will doing lots of cardio ruin my gains?
I don't think so. I think you got to do high intense, high intense cardio, right? I mean, I had a client one
Yeah.
time ask me that he always liked to run miles, like go run a
Hmm.
mile. He like one of the things he challenges himself. He's like, I like to see how fast I can run a mile every week just to do it. It's part of the thing. He's like, is that going to kill my lifting gains? I'm like, no, dude, you can go do your mile.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's not going to do it.
I
I think you have to get really intense in your cardio.
And I think it just depends too. Like I worked for a long time with a guy who did marathons and ultra marathons, and when we got his food dialed in, he was lifting 2 or 3 days per week, maybe 40 minutes, but also doing a lot of mileage for these runs. But he was the most shredded he ever was. Now he was
Hmm.
a more lean shredded. He wasn't like a big shredded, but
Hmm.
it just depends on like if you want to be that big bulky guy, you probably don't need to be doing a ton of cardio.
No, but
I mean, you want to do it through the week, but
you
it
could do
wouldn't
20
be
minutes a day for 3 days a week of real
exactly.
intense cardio at
Yes.
65% of your heart rate, good for your heart,
Yes.
help you feel better, sweat a little bit. That's fine. If you're going
Hmm.
out there and like smashing sprint intervals and miles and 5Ks and you're trying to wonder why you're not getting big in the gym, that's probably it.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, dependent on the goals. God, that was perfect. 9:30
Yeah.
on the dot.
Let's rock and roll.
That was the
Episode
last
81. We
question.
have GLP stuff coming out. We
Hmm.
have the ladies' health, hormones, fertility series coming out that you've contacted a lot of big names to come on and chat with us and
I know
talk.
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Really
And I
excited.
think that'll be really fun. All that means is if the writing's on the wall, it means Gray's going to be pregnant soon. It's just everybody get ready.
No, oh my God.
Gray's going to have a baby.
No, no. I would love to wait another
Hey,
two
everybody,
years.
Gray's pregnant.
Don't say that.
Your mom, that's the only
Don't
part.
manifest that to
That's the only
me.
part of the podcast your mom's going to see. That one right there.
Yeah, my mom's gonna be like,
But
I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
yeah. So, congratulations,
Shut
and
up.
then we'll talk soon.
I can't believe you put that over me.
Bye.